Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Emma's Talk.
Hello, hello, it's me, Harry again.
Harry, quick question. When you meet someone new, how long does it take you to decide, do I like this person or not?
Honestly, maybe a few seconds.
A few seconds? That's so fast.
I know, but it's true. Our brain decides very quickly.
Today, we talk about this exact thing, first impressions.
Ooh, a very important topic.
Why do they matter so much? Why does one small moment change everything?
And very important, how can we make a good first impression, especially in situations like job interviews?
Yes, we will give real examples, real tips, things you can actually use, from the interview room to video calls to a simple text message.
So stay with us until the end because we have a lot to share today. This is a long one, a real deep conversation.
A lot, so get comfortable and let's start this conversation.
Let's go.
Okay, Harry, let's start simple. What exactly is a first impression?
Good question. A first impression is the opinion we form about someone the very first time we meet them.
So it happens immediately?
Almost immediately, yes, within seconds sometimes.
That's crazy when you think about it. Seconds to decide something about a whole person?
I know, it doesn't seem fair, does it?
Not really, but it's how our brain works.
Let's repeat this idea. First impressions happen fast.
First impressions happen fast.
And once they happen, they are hard to change.
Really? Hard to change?
Yes, studies show that once someone forms an opinion about you, it takes a lot of time and effort to change that opinion.
So the first moment really matters.
It really does. Let's repeat. The first moment really matters.
The first moment really matters.
Emma, can you think of a time when someone made a strong first impression on you? Good or bad?
Oh, definitely. I remember meeting my current boss for the first time.
What happened?
She walked in, smiled, shook my hand, and asked about my trip to the interview. Very warm, very friendly.
And that made you feel...
Comfortable immediately. I thought, I want to work here.
See? That's the power of a first impression.
Exactly. One small moment and I already felt good about the company.
What about a bad first impression? Do you have an example?
Yes, actually. Once I met someone who didn't look at me while talking. He looked at his phone the whole time.
Oh, that's not nice.
No, and after that, I didn't trust him very much, even later.
Even later? So the first impression stayed with you?
Yes, exactly. That's the point we're making today.
And this little example already shows us something important, doesn't it? It's not one big thing that creates an impression. It's small moments.
True, small moments. Let's keep that in mind as we go through today's conversation, because we're going to look at a lot of these small moments, one by one. So, Harry, now that we know what a first impression is, let's ask a deeper question. Why does our brain work this way? Why so fast?
This is actually connected to how humans survived a long time ago.
Really? Tell me more.
Yes, thousands of years ago, humans needed to decide quickly, is this person safe or dangerous?
Ah, like a survival instinct.
Exactly. Our brain still works this way today, even though modern life is very different.
So when we meet someone, our brain is still asking safe or not safe.
In a way, yes. Of course, today, it's less about danger and more about trust, friendliness, and confidence.
Interesting. So it's an old system used for a new purpose.
Exactly. Let's repeat that. An old system used for a new purpose.
And old system used for a new purpose.
And there's something else, Emma. Our brain looks at many small things all at once.
Like what?
Your face, your smile, your eyes, your posture, your clothes, your voice, even your handshake.
All of that in a few seconds?
All of that in just a few seconds. The brain is very fast at this.
Wow, so we are always being read without even knowing it.
Yes, and we are reading other people too, all the time without thinking about it.
This makes me want to pay more attention to how I present myself.
That's exactly the right reaction. Awareness is the first step.
And that's a nice bridge, actually, because once we understand why the brain judges so fast, it also explains something else people talk about, the halo effect. Have you heard that term, Harry?
Halo, like the light above an angel's head?
Yes, exactly that word.
Interesting. What does it mean in this context?
The halo effect means if we like one thing about a person, we start to think everything about them is good.
Oh, I see. Like if someone smiles nicely, we think they're also smart and kind and honest?
Exactly, even if we don't have real proof of that.
That's a little dangerous, actually.
It is, because first impressions can create a halo around a person, even if it's not fully true.
Let's repeat this idea. One good thing can create a positive halo.
One good thing can create a positive halo.
And the opposite is true too, right? A negative halo?
Yes, exactly. If someone seems rude in the first minute, we might think they are rude in everything.
Even if that's not really true about them.
Right. This is why first impressions are so powerful, but also a little unfair sometimes.
Unfair, yes, but very real. This is how human psychology works.
So understanding this helps us in two ways.
What are they?
First, we understand why we judge people quickly, and maybe we try to be more careful about that.
And second?
Second, we understand why it's so important to present ourselves well, especially in important moments.
Like job interviews. And actually, this is a great moment to zoom out and ask, where does this halo effect really show up the most in everyday life? Let's make a list.
Great idea. Let's make a list.
Number 1, job interviews.
Definitely the classic example.
Number 2, first dates.
Oh, yes, very important there too.
Number 3, meeting new coworkers.
Yes, especially on your first day at a new job.
Number 4, meeting a new teacher or a new student.
True, this happens in school too.
Number 5, business meetings, meeting a new client.
Very important in the business world.
Number 6, even social media, your profile photo, your bio.
Oh, that's true. People form opinions from photos too.
Exactly. First impressions aren't only face-to-face anymore.
Good point. Even a text message can create a first impression.
Yes, if someone writes very rudely or very kindly, you already form an opinion.
So first impressions are everywhere in modern life, not just in person.
Everywhere. Let's repeat. First impressions are everywhere.
First impressions are everywhere.
Out of all these situations, Emma, which one do you think is the most stressful?
For me, definitely job interviews.
Why is that?
Because so much depends on it. Your career, your income, your future.
True, the stakes are high.
Exactly. So let's really focus on that example today in a lot of detail, since it's probably the most useful for our listeners.
Great idea. Let's slow down and walk through a real job interview from the very first second.
Okay, Harry, let's imagine a job interview. What happens in the first 30 seconds?
A lot, actually. You walk in, you shake hands, maybe you say a greeting.
And in those 30 seconds, the interviewer is already forming an opinion.
Yes. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it.
True. So what can we control in those first seconds?
Good question. Let's go through it step by step.
Step 1.
Being on time. Actually, being a little early.
How early?
I would say 10 to 15 minutes early is perfect.
Not too early?
Right, not 1 hour early. That can be a little strange too.
True. That would be awkward waiting for an hour.
Exactly. 10 to 15 minutes shows respect for their time.
Good tip. What's step 2?
Your appearance. Clean, neat clothes, appropriate for the job.
What does appropriate mean here?
It means clothes that fit the situation. A suit for a formal company, maybe smart casual for a more relaxed office.
So we should think about the company culture before choosing clothes.
Exactly. It's smart to research the company a little before the interview.
Good advice. Step 3.
The handshake and eye contact.
Tell me more about the handshake. Some people don't know how to do it well.
True. A good handshake is firm, but not too strong. And you look at the person's eyes.
Not too weak, not too strong. Balance again.
Balance is everywhere in life, isn't it?
It really is. Okay, step 4.
Your smile and your body language.
Why is smiling important?
A natural smile shows confidence and friendliness. It makes the other person feel comfortable too.
I agree. A forced fake smile is different though, right?
Very different. People can usually tell the difference.
So how can we smile naturally, even when we're nervous?
Good question. I think it helps to think of something genuinely positive right before you walk in.
Like what?
Like, I am excited for this opportunity, instead of, I am so scared.
Changing your thoughts changes your face in a way.
Exactly. Let's repeat that. Changing your thoughts changes your face.
Changing your thoughts changes your face.
And once you're inside the room, sitting down, that's when body language really takes over. So let's go deeper into that because it's such a big part of this whole topic.
Harry, let's talk more about body language. This is such a big part of first impressions.
Absolutely. Some experts say body language communicates even more than words.
Really? More than words?
In some studies, yes. How we stand, how we sit, our facial expressions, they all send messages.
Let's give examples. What is good posture for an interview?
Sitting up straight, shoulders relaxed, not slouching.
Slouching meaning sitting in a lazy, bent way?
Exactly. Slouching can make you look tired or not interested.
And what about hands? What should we do with our hands during an interview?
Good question. Try to keep them relaxed, maybe resting on the table or in your lap.
Not crossed like this?
Right. Crossed arms can look defensive or closed off.
I never thought about that before. Small things really matter.
They really do. Let's repeat. Small things really matter.
Small things really matter.
What about eye contact, Emma? How much is too much or too little?
I think the goal is natural eye contact, not staring intensely, but also not looking away all the time.
Exactly. A natural balance. Look at the person, look away sometimes, then come back.
This shows you're engaged and confident without being uncomfortable.
Perfect description. And what about your voice and how you speak?
Oh, this is important too. Speaking clearly and not too fast.
Yes, especially when nervous, people tend to speak faster.
True, I do this too. When I'm nervous, I speak really fast and people can't understand me.
I do too sometimes. It's a common nervous habit.
So a good tip is slow down, breathe, and speak clearly.
Slow down, breathe, speak clearly. Let's repeat.
Slow down, breathe, speak clearly.
Now, once your body language is in a good place and your voice is calm, the next thing people usually worry about is, what do I actually say? So let's move into that.
Harry, let's talk about words now. What should we actually say in the first few minutes of an interview?
Great question. First, a simple, warm greeting.
Like, hello, it's very nice to meet you.
Exactly. Simple and genuine. No need for anything complicated.
What if the interviewer makes small talk, like about the weather or the traffic?
Great, join in. Small talk is a nice way to relax before the real interview starts.
I think some people feel this small talk is not important, but it actually helps a lot.
It really does. It shows you can have a natural, easy conversation.
And that itself is a good first impression.
Exactly. Being able to talk naturally, not just answering questions like a robot.
A robot. That's a funny picture.
But true. Some people answer interview questions too stiffly, too memorized.
So what's the balance? Prepared, but still natural?
Exactly, Emma. Preparation gives you confidence, but you still speak like a real person.
Prepared, but natural. Let's repeat.
Prepared but natural.
What are some things people should definitely prepare before an interview?
A short introduction about themselves. Not too long, maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
Like, tell me about yourself?
Exactly. This question is almost always asked.
What should a good answer include?
A little about your background, your experience, and why you're interested in this job.
Short and focused, not a whole life story.
Right. Not your whole life story from childhood.
Good advice. What other questions are common?
Why do you want to work here? And what are your strengths and weaknesses?
These questions seem simple, but they need good preparation.
Exactly. Simple questions, but they reveal a lot about a person.
Okay, now that we've covered the good side, being on time, dressing well, speaking clearly, let's flip it around. What are the mistakes that ruin all of this, even when someone means well?
Oh, there are quite a few. Let's go through them.
Mistake number 1, being late.
Yes, this is a big one. It immediately sends a message. I don't respect your time.
Even if there's a good reason?
Even then, it's important to communicate. Call or message and explain if possible.
Good tip. Mistake number 2?
Looking at your phone, even for a second during the interview.
Oh, that's a bad one. It shows disrespect, right?
Exactly. Best advice, turn off your phone completely before you walk in.
Mistake number 3?
Speaking negatively about your last job or your last boss.
Oh, why is this bad?
Because it makes the interviewer think, will this person speak badly about us too one day?
That makes sense. Better to stay positive or neutral.
Exactly. Even if the last job was really difficult.
Mistake number 4?
Not asking any questions at the end of the interview.
Why is this a mistake?
Because it can look like you're not really interested in the job.
Oh, I never thought about that. What kind of questions should we ask?
Questions about the team, the company culture, or what success looks like in that role.
Good ideas. Mistake number 5?
Talking too much without listening.
Some people love to talk and forget to listen.
Exactly. A good conversation is balanced, back and forth, like ours right now.
True. We're actually demonstrating good conversation skills right now.
Exactly. Practice what you preach.
Let's repeat this important word, balance. It keeps coming back today.
Balance. Yes, it really is the secret behind so many things.
Okay, we've talked a lot about job interviews specifically, but first impressions obviously go far beyond that one situation. Let's zoom out a little and talk about everyday life.
Absolutely. Let's talk about meeting new friends, for example.
Yes. What makes a good first impression socially?
I think genuine interest in the other person. Asking questions, listening well.
People love to talk about themselves, right?
Most people do. So if you show real interest, they usually feel very comfortable with you.
That's such a simple but powerful tip.
It really is. Simple things, but so effective.
What about first dates? We mentioned this earlier.
First dates are stressful for everyone. Similar rules apply, actually.
Like what?
Being on time, being present, not on your phone, listening well, being yourself.
Being yourself is so important, isn't it? Not pretending to be someone else.
Very important. Because eventually, the real you comes out anyway.
True. Better to start honest from the beginning.
Exactly. Let's repeat. Better to start honest from the beginning.
Better to start honest from the beginning.
What about starting a new job, Emma? First impressions with new coworkers.
Oh, this is important too. I remember my first day at my current job.
What did you do?
I tried to smile a lot, introduce myself to everyone, and ask questions instead of pretending to know everything.
That's smart. Nobody expects a new person to know everything immediately.
Exactly. Being humble and willing to learn makes a really good impression.
Humble and willing to learn. Great combination.
What about social media, Harry? People form opinions from photos and bios too.
Yes, this is very relevant today. Your profile picture, your bio, even your posts.
What makes a good impression online?
A clear, friendly photo, a simple, honest bio, and being kind in your comments and posts.
It's interesting. The same principles apply, even online.
They really do. Kindness, honesty, and clarity work everywhere.
Kindness, honesty, and clarity. Let's repeat that.
Kindness, honesty, and clarity.
You know, Harry, since we're already talking about online life, this makes me think of something more specific. Video calls. So many interviews and meetings happen on video now. Let's talk about that.
Oh, this is such an important topic today. So many interviews happen online now.
Definitely. Do the same rules apply or is it different?
Mostly the same, but with a few extra things to think about.
Like what?
Number one, your background. What does the other person see behind you?
Oh, this matters a lot. A messy room can be distracting.
Exactly. A clean, simple background is best, or even a plain wall.
What about lighting? I've had calls where I couldn't even see the person's face clearly.
Great point. Good lighting, facing a window or a lamp, makes a huge difference.
What about looking at the camera? This one confuses people.
Yes, a common mistake is looking at the screen at the other person's face instead of the camera.
But it feels strange looking at a tiny camera instead of a face.
I know, it does feel strange, but looking at the camera creates the feeling of real eye contact for the other person.
That's a really useful tip. I didn't know that.
Also, testing your microphone and internet connection before the call is so important.
Oh yes, technical problems can really hurt a first impression, even if it's not your fault.
Exactly. Join the call a few minutes early to check everything is working.
Early again, just like an in-person interview.
Right. The same principle, just adapted for a screen.
Let's repeat that idea. The same principle adapted for a screen.
The same principle adapted for a screen.
And Harry, once a video call ends, sometimes people follow up with an email or a message. Let's talk about written communication next, because that creates a first impression too.
Yes, this is something many people forget about.
True. Before you even meet someone, sometimes you already write to them first, like an email applying for a job.
Exactly. And that email creates a first impression before you even walk in the door.
What makes a good first email, Harry?
A clear subject line, a polite greeting, and a short, focused message.
Short? Not long and detailed?
Short is usually better. Busy people don't want to read a huge message.
Good point. What about spelling and grammar mistakes?
Oh, this matters a lot, actually. Small mistakes can make someone seem careless.
So it's worth reading your message twice before sending it?
Always. A quick check can save you from a bad first impression.
What about tone? Sometimes it's hard to know how a message will sound to the reader.
True. This is tricky. Written words don't have a smile or a friendly voice to soften them.
So we should be extra careful with our words in writing.
Exactly. A message that feels neutral to you might feel cold to someone else.
Interesting. What's a simple way to sound warmer in writing?
Simple things, like saying, "Thank you for your time," or "I look forward to hearing from you."
Small phrases, but they add warmth.
Small phrases, but they add warmth. Let's repeat.
Small phrases, but they add warmth.
And this connects nicely to something else, Emma. First impressions in customer service and business generally. Let's talk about that too, because it's a little different from personal situations.
Great idea. Think about a shop or a restaurant. The first moment you walk in creates an impression of the whole business.
Exactly. If a worker smiles and greets you warmly, you already feel good about the place.
But if someone ignores you or seems annoyed, you feel unwelcome immediately.
Right, and this impression often decides if you come back again or not.
This shows that first impressions aren't only personal, they affect entire businesses too.
Very true. Companies actually train their staff specifically on this.
Really? Training just for first impressions?
Yes, many companies teach employees how to greet customers, how to smile, how to make people feel welcome quickly.
That shows how seriously businesses take this idea.
They do, because a first impression can mean the difference between a returning customer and a customer who never comes back.
A first impression can build or lose a customer in seconds.
A first impression can build or lose a customer in seconds. Let's repeat that.
A first impression can build or lose a customer in seconds.
So whether it's a job interview, a shop, or a simple phone call, the same idea applies everywhere.
It really does. Okay, let's go back to something we mentioned earlier. What happens after a bad first impression? Can it actually be fixed?
Good question. It's difficult, but not impossible.
How can someone fix it?
First, give it time. Don't expect the opinion to change immediately.
Patience is needed.
Exactly. Second, be consistent. Show your true positive qualities again and again.
So one good moment isn't enough to fix a bad first impression?
Usually not. It takes repeated positive actions over time.
That makes sense. Trust is built slowly, but can break quickly.
Exactly. Trust is built slowly, but can break quickly. Let's repeat.
Trust is built slowly, but can break quickly.
There's also something helpful you can do directly.
What's that?
Sometimes simply acknowledging the moment helps, like saying, "Sorry, I was really nervous earlier."
Oh, that's honest and human.
Exactly. People appreciate honesty and self-awareness.
This is comforting to know, actually. We all make mistakes sometimes.
We do. Nobody is perfect in every single first meeting.
Let me tell you a quick story about this, actually. A friend of mine once forgot the name of her interviewer right at the start, and she felt terrible about it.
Oh no, what happened next?
She simply laughed a little, apologized, and asked again. And the interviewer laughed too, and it actually became a nice, relaxed moment.
See? That's a perfect example. A small mistake, handled with honesty and calm, can actually turn into something positive.
Exactly. She got the job, by the way.
Aha, a happy ending. So if you had a bad interview or a bad first meeting, it's not the end of the world.
Not at all. It's a setback, but not a permanent failure.
A setback, but not a permanent failure. Good phrase to remember.
Exactly. Give yourself grace and try again. And speaking of trying again, let's talk about how we can mentally prepare ourselves before these big moments so we feel less nervous in the first place.
Great question. First, preparation reduces nervousness. Know your answers. Know the company.
Research really helps confidence, doesn't it?
It really does. The more you know, the calmer you feel.
What about breathing? Does that actually help?
Yes, definitely. Slow, deep breaths calm the nervous system.
I try this before important moments too. A few deep breaths before I walk in.
It works. Simple, but effective.
What about positive self-talk? Does that help too?
Absolutely. Instead of thinking, I'm going to fail, think, I am prepared and I am capable.
Changing our inner voice changes our outer behavior.
Beautifully said, Emma. Let's repeat that. Changing our inner voice changes our outer behavior.
Changing our inner voice changes our outer behavior.
And finally, remember, the interviewer is also human. They also get nervous sometimes.
That's a comforting thought, actually.
It really is. We often forget the other person is human too, with their own worries.
This makes the whole situation feel less scary.
Exactly. Less like a test, more like a conversation between two people. And that thought actually leads nicely into a bigger question I want to ask you, Emma.
Some people say appearance doesn't matter. Only your skills and personality matter. Do you agree?
That's a tricky one. Part of me wants to agree, but I think it's more complicated.
Tell me what you mean.
Well, of course, skills and personality matter more in the long run. Nobody keeps a job just because they look nice.
True. That makes sense.
But appearance is what opens the door in the beginning. It's the first signal people notice.
So appearance gets you the chance, but substance keeps you there.
Exactly. That's a perfect way to say it.
Let's repeat that. Appearance gets you the chance, but substance keeps you there.
Appearance gets you the chance, but substance keeps you there.
I think this is actually a comforting idea in a way.
Why comforting?
Because it means we don't need to be perfect looking. We just need to look neat, put together, and ready.
Exactly. And then real skills, kindness, and effort take over from there.
So we shouldn't stress too much about appearance, but we also shouldn't ignore it completely.
Right. Again, it comes back to balance.
Balance, our favorite word today.
It really is a theme in this episode.
What about confidence, Emma? Where does that fit in?
I think confidence is actually one of the strongest parts of a first impression, maybe even stronger than looks.
Really? Stronger than looks?
Yes, I believe so. A person who isn't dressed perfectly, but stands tall, speaks clearly, and smiles genuinely often makes a better impression than someone who looks perfect, but seems nervous or closed off.
That's a really encouraging thought for our listeners.
It really is. Confidence can be practiced and built, even if we don't feel naturally confident yet.
How can someone build confidence if they don't feel it naturally?
Small steps. Practicing conversations, preparing well, and reminding yourself of your own strengths before a big moment.
Preparation builds confidence, and confidence builds impressions.
Preparation builds confidence, and confidence builds impressions. Let's repeat that.
Preparation builds confidence, and confidence builds impressions.
Now, to make this whole idea really clear, let's imagine a simple story together.
I love stories. Go ahead.
Imagine two people applying for the same job. Same skills, same experience, very similar on paper.
Okay. Twins in terms of qualifications.
Ha, yes, twins. The first person walks in a little late, doesn't smile much, and gives short answers.
Not a great start.
The second person arrives 10 minutes early, smiles warmly, asks the interviewer a friendly question, and answers with energy and detail.
I can already guess who gets the job.
Exactly. Even with the same skills, the second person likely leaves a much stronger impression.
This really shows how much behavior matters, beyond just qualifications on paper.
It really does. Skills open the door to the interview, but behavior often decides the final result.
Skills open the door, but behavior often decides the result. Let's repeat that.
Skills open the door, but behavior often decides the result.
This story is a good reminder for our listeners, especially those job hunting right now.
Definitely. Your resume gets you in the room. Your first impression decides what happens next.
Your resume gets you in the room. Your first impression decides what happens next. Beautiful summary, Emma.
Thank you, Harry. And speaking of different situations, let's take a short trip around the world now, because first impressions actually work a little differently depending on where you are.
Oh, very different actually. Let's give some examples.
Okay, let's start with greetings. In some cultures, a handshake is normal.
Yes, very common in Europe and North America.
But in other cultures, a bow is more appropriate, right?
Exactly, like in Japan, a respectful bow instead of a handshake.
And in some cultures, a kiss on the cheek is normal for a greeting.
True, this is common in parts of Europe and Latin America.
So imagine, if you don't know these differences, you might make a mistake without realizing it.
Exactly, and this could accidentally create a bad first impression, even with good intentions.
This shows why a little cultural knowledge is so useful when meeting people from other countries.
Absolutely. It shows respect and effort.
Let's also talk about eye contact. Is this the same everywhere?
No, actually. In many Western cultures, strong eye contact shows confidence.
But in some other cultures?
In some Asian cultures, for example, too much direct eye contact can seem disrespectful, especially with someone older or in a higher position.
Interesting. So the correct behavior really depends on where you are.
Exactly. There's no single universal rule for everything.
What about personal space? Is this different too?
Very different. In some cultures, people stand close while talking. In others, more distance is normal.
I remember traveling once and feeling surprised by how close people stood while talking.
A common experience for travelers. It feels strange at first, but it's just a cultural difference.
So what's the lesson here for our listeners?
I think the lesson is be observant and flexible.
Observant and flexible. Let's repeat that.
Observant and flexible.
If you're unsure, it's okay to watch others first and follow their lead a little.
Exactly. And if you make a small cultural mistake, most people understand and forgive it easily.
That's reassuring. Nobody expects you to know every single custom perfectly.
Right. Genuine respect and effort matter more than perfection. And speaking of fairness, Emma, I want to ask you something a little deeper now.
Is it actually fair to judge people so quickly?
Honestly, I think it's not always fair.
Why do you say that?
Because people have bad days. Someone might be nervous or tired or dealing with something difficult.
True. A quick judgment doesn't always show the real person.
Exactly. Someone quiet in a first meeting might just be shy, not unfriendly.
I've definitely been guilty of this, judging someone as cold when really they were just nervous.
Same here. And later, I realized they were actually a very warm, kind person.
So maybe part of today's lesson is also about how we judge others.
I think so, yes. Being a little more patient before forming a strong opinion.
Giving people a second chance, a second look.
Exactly. Let's repeat that. Give people a second look.
Give people a second look.
Of course, this doesn't mean first impressions don't matter. They still do, a lot.
Right. We can't fully control how our brain works.
True, but we can be aware of it, both when creating an impression and when receiving one.
Awareness on both sides. That feels like a balanced way to think about this topic.
I agree completely. Now, before we finish, let's turn this into something practical. Let's build one final complete list of tips.
Emma, I want to ask you something a lot of our listeners probably think about. Everything we've said today sounds great for outgoing, talkative people. But what about quiet people or shy people? Can they make a strong first impression too?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked this because I think people misunderstand this a lot.
Tell me more.
A strong first impression doesn't mean being the loudest person in the room. It means being genuine and present.
Genuine and present. I like that.
A quiet person who listens carefully, smiles warmly, and answers thoughtfully can leave just as strong an impression as someone very talkative.
That's true, actually. Some of the most memorable people I've met were quiet, but very calm and focused.
Exactly. Calm energy is still energy. It's just a different style.
Calm energy is still energy. Let's repeat that.
Calm energy is still energy.
So what advice would you give to someone who feels naturally shy before a big meeting or interview?
I would say don't try to become a completely different person. Instead, focus on the things that don't depend on being loud.
Like what?
Like being on time, listening carefully, making eye contact, and answering with clear, thoughtful sentences.
These are all things a quiet person can do just as well, maybe even better than a very talkative person.
Exactly. In fact, sometimes talking too much can actually hurt a first impression if it means not listening well.
True. We talked about that earlier, about balance in conversation.
Right. So my message to shy listeners today is, you don't need to change your personality. You just need to show your best version, calmly and clearly.
You don't need to change your personality. Just show your best version, calmly and clearly. Beautiful message, Emma.
Thank you, Harry. I think this is such an important point because a lot of people feel pressure to be someone they're not in these important moments.
And that pressure usually makes things worse, not better.
Exactly. Being real is always more powerful than pretending.
Being real is always more powerful than pretending. Let's repeat that too.
Being real is always more powerful than pretending.
This is such a helpful reminder. Now, let's actually practice a little bit, shall we? Let's imagine a short interview opening right now together.
Oh, I love this idea. Let's do a little role play.
Okay, I'll be the interviewer and you be the candidate. Ready?
Ready.
Good morning. Thank you for coming in today. Please, have a seat.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Did you find the office easily?
Yes, actually, I arrived a little early, so I had time for a coffee nearby. No trouble at all.
Great to hear. So, tell me a little about yourself.
Of course. I've worked in marketing for about 3 years now, mostly focused on social media and content. I really enjoy creative problem solving, and I'm especially excited about this role because of your company's focus on sustainable products.
That's wonderful. Very clear and confident.
Okay, let's stop the role play there. Harry, what did you notice from the interviewer side?
Honestly, a lot of good things. A warm greeting, a positive comment about arriving early, and a short, focused answer about experience.
Exactly what we talked about earlier, all put into practice.
This is such a good exercise for our listeners too. Maybe pause the video and try saying your own short introduction out loud right now.
Great idea. Practicing out loud, even alone in your room, really helps build confidence.
Practicing out loud builds real confidence. Let's repeat that.
Practicing out loud builds real confidence.
I think this little role play really brought everything together. Preparation, tone, small talk, a focused answer, all in one short example.
It really did. Now, let's move to our final list of tips before we wrap up this long, wonderful conversation.
Great idea. Let's go through them.
Tip 1. Use the person's name.
Yes, when someone introduces themselves, repeat their name back. Nice to meet you, Sarah.
Why does this help?
It shows attention, and it also helps you remember their name later.
Good tip. Tip 2. Ask good questions.
Yes, showing curiosity about the other person makes a strong positive impression.
People love talking about themselves. We mentioned this earlier.
Exactly. So asking questions is a simple, powerful tool.
Tip 3. Match your energy to the situation.
What do you mean by that?
For example, in a formal interview, calm and professional energy fits well. In a casual meetup, more relaxed energy fits better.
Good point. Reading the room is a valuable skill.
Reading the room. Let's repeat that phrase.
Reading the room.
Tip 4. Don't over-apologize.
Interesting. Tell me more.
Some people say sorry too many times, even for small things. This can look less confident.
True. A little self-awareness with apologies goes a long way.
Tip 5. Prepare a few topics to talk about in case of silence.
Ha, this is smart. Awkward silence can feel uncomfortable in a first meeting.
Exactly. Simple, easy topics like travel, hobbies, or current events always work well.
Tip 6. Smile with your eyes too, not just your mouth.
Ooh, tell us more about this one.
A real smile involves the whole face, especially the eyes. People notice the difference, even without realizing it.
That's such an interesting detail. A genuine smile really is different.
It really is. Let's repeat all our tips together, quickly.
Okay. 1. Use the person's name.
2. Ask good questions.
3. Match your energy to the situation.
4. Don't over-apologize.
5. Prepare a few easy topics.
6. Smile with your eyes too.
6 more useful tips on top of everything else we shared today.
A lot of practical ideas, but all quite simple, really.
Simple ideas, powerful results.
Simple ideas, powerful results. Let's repeat that.
Simple ideas, powerful results.
Okay, we've covered so much today. Interviews, video calls, emails, culture, confidence. Before we close, let's take a moment to reflect and ask our listeners a few questions.
Okay, now it's your turn, dear listener.
Yes, let's ask some questions. Think about your own answers while you listen.
Question 1. Can you remember a time someone made a strong first impression on you?
Was it good or bad, and why?
Question 2. What do you think people notice first about you?
Your smile, your voice, your clothes?
Question 3. Have you ever had a bad first impression that later changed?
What happened? What changed the opinion?
Question 4. What is one thing you can improve for your next important meeting or interview?
Just one small thing, nothing too big.
Question 6. Have you ever judged someone too quickly and later realized you were wrong?
What did that experience teach you?
Question 7. On video calls, do you usually look at the camera or the screen?
Maybe today's episode will change that habit a little.
These questions help us think about ourselves a little more deeply.
Exactly. Self-awareness is the first step to real improvement.
Self-awareness is the first step to real improvement. I love that line.
Let's repeat it slowly. Self-awareness is the first step to real improvement.
Beautiful. Now, before we say goodbye, let's bring together everything we learned today one more time.
Great idea. Let's go slowly.
Number 1. First impressions happen fast.
First impressions happen fast.
Number 2. The first moment really matters.
The first moment really matters.
Number 3. Small things really matter.
Small things really matter.
Number 4. Slow down, breathe, speak clearly.
Slow down, breathe, speak clearly.
Number 5. Prepared but natural.
Prepared but natural.
Number 6. Better to start honest from the beginning.
Better to start honest from the beginning.
Number 7. Trust is built slowly but can break quickly.
Trust is built slowly but can break quickly.
Number 8. A setback but not a permanent failure.
A setback but not a permanent failure.
Number 9. Changing our inner voice changes our outer behavior.
Changing our inner voice changes our outer behavior.
Number 10. Appearance gets you the chance, but substance keeps you there.
Appearance gets you the chance, but substance keeps you there.
Number 11. Give people a second look.
Give people a second look.
Wonderful. Now you have 11 useful phrases and many practical ideas.
2 lessons in one video, English and life skills.
Ha, that's a good deal. So Harry, what is one thing you will do differently before your next interview or important meeting?
Good question. I think I will prepare a short introduction about myself so I don't ramble.
That's a great goal.
What about you, Emma?
Me? I will practice slowing down my speech, especially when I'm nervous.
I believe in you.
Thank you, Harry. And I believe in our listeners too.
Yes, you don't need to change everything today.
Just one small step. That's enough.
One small step is enough.
Tell us in the comments, what is one first impression tip you already use or want to try?
We really want to know. Write it below.
Maybe a strong handshake, maybe good eye contact, maybe just being yourself.
Whatever it is, we support you.
Thank you so much for listening today and for practicing your English with us.
See you very soon with another interesting topic.
One conversation at a time, one step every day. Your English will grow naturally.
See you in our next real conversation.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.